16 years old and the pride of his family, took the king's shilling and marched off to war. Into the mud and the horror of Flanders. How can you face that at 16 years old? Didn't take long to make the discovery. As soon as they put a gun into his hands, eyes of a hawk and a talent for gunnery, he was as good as the best they had. Over the top they would go on occasion, but before leaving they'd unpick their mark. For to be wearing the badge of a marksman meant sure execution for anyone caught. Oh, but the snipers were hated by everyone, bringers of carnage when all else was quiet. Those on their own side would fear the reprisal, the shellfire that came after each fatal shot. Into his gun sight a proud German officer, standing too tall and watching the line, he put a bullet right through the man's monocle, then shot the sergeant who came to his aid. 16 years old and the pride of his family, took the king's shilling and marched off to war. Into the mud and the horror of Flanders. How can you face that at 16 years old? And when conditions became just too bloody, his friends turned to him to carry the word, for he alone was safe from reprisal. You can't shoot a mutineer 16 years old. Over the top with one foot on the parapet, standing in line and ready to go, a shot from a Mauser went straight through his stomach. How he survived that we will never know. 7 years old when I first heard the stories, listening spellbound to all of the tales. 16 years old in the carnage of Flanders, I can be proud of the blood in my veins. 16 years old and the pride of his family, took the king's shilling and marched off to war. Into the mud and the horror of Flanders. How can you survive that at 16 years old?